The British Empire, a name that echoes through the halls of history, a dominion so vast it once spanned nearly a quarter of the globe. But how did such an empire rise? What were the forces that propelled this tiny island nation to the pinnacle of global power? And perhaps even more intriguing, why did it fall? These are some of the questions we'll be exploring today. Welcome, history buffs and curious minds, to Lexopedia, your portal to the most captivating chapters of our past. Today we're embarking on a journey through time to uncover the secrets and stories behind the rise and fall of the British Empire. Get ready to uncover fascinating facts, explore key historical events, and delve into the lasting legacy of this unparalleled empire. So buckle up and prepare to expand your knowledge as we venture into the annals of history, only on Lexopedia. Our story begins not on the fields of victory, but in the shadow of defeat. The loss of its American colonies in the late 18th century forced Britain to reevaluate its imperial ambitions. Turning their attention away from the West, British eyes landed on new horizons, the distant and exotic lands of the East. India, with its rich resources and ancient civilizations, beckoned. What followed was a period of intense competition, marked by both diplomacy and conflict, as European powers jostled for dominance. While the allure of the East was undeniable, Britain's imperial ambitions weren't entirely confined to one hemisphere. Across the Atlantic, a new frontier awaited, the vast and unexplored lands of Australia. Initially envisioned as a penal colony, Australia soon proved to be much more than just a dumping ground for unwanted souls. The discovery of gold in the mid-19th century sparked a gold rush, drawing thousands of settlers to its shores, forever changing the social and economic landscape. At the heart of Britain's rise to global power was a seemingly unlikely protagonist, the East India Company. Formed in 1600, this trading venture was granted a royal charter to pursue commercial interests in the East Indies. What began as a purely economic endeavor gradually morphed into something far more powerful. The East India Company, driven by profit and ambition, amassed its own private army, fought wars, and ultimately became the de facto ruler of large swaths of India. The company's insatiable appetite for tea fueled its expansion, shaping the political and economic destiny of a subcontinent. The East India Company's reign in India, while profitable, was not without its share of controversies. The Sepoy Mutiny of 1857, triggered by culturally insensitive practices, shook the very foundations of British rule. The uprising led to the dissolution of the East India Company and the establishment of direct British rule over India, known as the British Raj. Under the Raj, India underwent a period of rapid transformation. British administrators implemented sweeping reforms, modernizing infrastructure, establishing educational institutions, and codifying legal systems. Yet, this period was also marked by growing unrest among the Indian population, setting the stage for the tumultuous events of the 20th century. At its zenith, the British Empire encompassed a staggering diversity of peoples, cultures, and landscapes. This vast dominion was held together not just by military might, but by a complex web of trade, administration, and ideology. British officials, soldiers, merchants, and missionaries fanned out across the globe, carrying with them their language, laws, customs, and beliefs. This dissemination of British culture had a profound and lasting impact on the world. English became the language of commerce and diplomacy, while British legal principles and administrative practices formed the bedrock of many modern nation-states. Yet the British Empire was also shaped by its encounters with the diverse cultures under its rule, leading to a complex interplay of influence, adaptation, and resistance. Crucial to the success of the British Empire was its unrivaled naval power. The Royal Navy, boasting a formidable fleet of warships, effectively controlled the world's oceans, safeguarding trade routes and projecting power. This maritime dominance stemmed from a combination of factors: technological innovation, superior shipbuilding techniques, and a well-trained fighting force. The Royal Navy's dominance facilitated the expansion of British trade and commerce. It also served as a deterrent to rival powers, securing British interests and maintaining order across its vast maritime empire. The phrase "Britannia rules the waves" encapsulated the reality of British naval supremacy and its pivotal role in shaping the geopolitical landscape. The history of the British Empire is replete with fascinating anecdotes and curious tales. One such story involves the introduction of cricket to India, a seemingly innocuous act that would have a lasting impact on the subcontinent's sporting landscape. Another peculiar tale revolves around the use of carrier pigeons by British officials in India to transmit messages across long distances. These seemingly trivial details provide valuable insights into the everyday realities of life under British rule. As the 20th century dawned, the seemingly unshakable foundations of the British Empire began to tremble. The rise of nationalism, a potent force simmering beneath the surface in many colonized territories, gained momentum. Nationalist movements emerged, demanding independence and the right to chart their own destiny. India became a hotbed of nationalist activity, with leaders like Mahatma Gandhi mobilizing the masses and employing non-violent resistance. The economic costs of maintaining such a vast empire, exacerbated by 2 world wars, also took their toll. Britain, once the world's industrial powerhouse, found itself increasingly outpaced by rivals. The financial burdens of empire became increasingly unsustainable. If you enjoyed this deep dive into history, make sure to subscribe to Lexopedia for more fascinating insights. Don't miss out. The 2 world wars of the 20th century proved to be a double-edged sword for the British Empire. While Britain emerged victorious, the cost of victory was staggering. The wars depleted its resources, weakened its industrial base, and exposed the vulnerabilities of its military. The sacrifices made by soldiers from Britain's colonies fueled nationalist sentiments and strengthened calls for independence. The war-weary British public grew increasingly ambivalent about the empire. The rise of the United States and the Soviet Union as superpowers further diminished Britain's global stature. The Suez Crisis of 1956 marked a humiliating blow to British prestige. It exposed the limits of British power in a post-war world and signaled the end of an era. The decades following World War II witnessed the rapid dismantling of the British Empire. One by one, colonies gained their independence, marking the end of centuries of European colonialism. India gained independence in 1947, followed by a wave of decolonization across Africa and Asia. The transition to independence was not always smooth, often accompanied by violence and instability. The legacy of colonialism continued to cast a long shadow over many newly independent nations. By the late 20th century, the British Empire had largely ceased to exist. The sun had set on this vast dominion, leaving behind a complex and often contradictory legacy. The end of the British Empire marked the beginning of a new chapter in world history. The British Empire may be a relic of the past, but its legacy continues to shape the world we live in today. From the languages we speak to the laws we abide by, the echoes of empire reverberate through history. Perhaps the most visible legacy of British rule is the widespread use of the English language. English, through the vehicle of empire, spread far and wide, becoming the lingua franca of international business, diplomacy, and culture. The British legal system, with its emphasis on common law, has also left an enduring legacy. Many former colonies adopted legal frameworks modeled after the British system. These legal traditions continue to underpin the legal systems of many countries around the world. The British Empire's impact extends beyond language and law, seen in the architecture of its former colonies. The British Empire's legacy is not limited to tangible structures and institutions. It also left an imprint on the cultural fabric of many societies, shaping tastes, attitudes, and traditions. From the popularity of cricket in India to the love of afternoon tea in Hong Kong, traces of British culture can be found in the most unexpected places. The British education system, with its emphasis on liberal arts and critical thinking, also had a lasting impact. Many elite educational institutions in former colonies were established during the British colonial period. These institutions continue to produce generations of leaders, scholars, and professionals. The British Empire's impact on literature is undeniable, with authors from former colonies enriching the world of literature. Even the humble cup of tea owes its global popularity to the British Empire, transforming tea-drinking cultures around the world. The legacy of the British Empire is complex and contested. It brought advancements in infrastructure, education, and governance, but also exploitation and cultural disruption. Former colonies grapple with economic inequalities and ethnic tensions. Addressing historical injustices and fostering reconciliation are ongoing challenges. The debate over reparations for colonial exploitation has gained traction. Reclaiming lost cultural heritage and promoting linguistic diversity are essential steps. To truly grasp the sheer scale of the British Empire, we need to embark on a geographical journey of epic proportions. Imagine, if you will, a map of the world bathed in the soft hues of the 19th century. Now, picture nearly a quarter of its landmass awash in a vibrant shade of red, signifying the vast dominion of the British Crown. From the icy expanse of Canada in the west to the sun-drenched shores of Australia in the east, the British Empire spanned every continent, encompassing a dizzying array of territories, each with its unique history, culture, and relationship to the imperial center. In North America, the 13 colonies that would eventually form the United States were once integral parts of the British Empire. The Caribbean islands, with their lucrative sugar plantations, played a pivotal role in the transatlantic slave trade, a dark chapter in both British and world history. Across the vast expanse of Africa, British influence extended from Egypt in the north to South Africa in the south, encompassing a mosaic of kingdoms, chiefdoms, and tribal lands, each drawn into the imperial orbit through a complex interplay of trade, diplomacy, and military conquest. Paths to independence. The road to independence for British colonies was rarely smooth. For some, like the United States, it came through a tumultuous revolution. For others, like Canada and Australia, it was a gradual process. In Africa and Asia, the struggle was fueled by nationalist movements. The end of World War II marked a turning point. India's independence in 1947 set off a chain reaction of decolonization. Former colonies embarked on the journey of forging their own destinies. The Commonwealth, a legacy of connection. Even as the sun set on the British Empire, a new form of association emerged from its ashes: the Commonwealth of Nations. Founded in 1949, the Commonwealth brought together former British colonies and dominions in a voluntary association based on shared history, language, and values. The Commonwealth, with its emphasis on cooperation, development, and democracy, represents a unique experiment in international relations. It provides a forum for its member states, representing a diverse tapestry of cultures and continents, to engage in dialogue, share best practices, and address common challenges. The Commonwealth's role in promoting democracy, human rights, and good governance has been particularly noteworthy. It has played an active role in supporting democratic transitions, observing elections, and advocating for the rule of law in its member states. While the Commonwealth has faced criticism over the years for its perceived lack of effectiveness in addressing issues like poverty and inequality, it remains a testament to the enduring ties that bind former colonies to their former imperial power, offering a platform for dialogue, cooperation, and mutual understanding in an increasingly interconnected world. Unveiling the past, shaping the future. The British Empire's story is a complex narrative that resonates today. It's about ambition, innovation, exploration, and exploitation. Understanding this history is essential for comprehending our world. The legacies of empire shape our language, laws, and identities. We've uncovered fascinating facts and explored pivotal events. A small island nation rose to global prominence, shaping destinies. Our exploration doesn't end here. By understanding our shared past, we can engage in informed conversations. We can work towards a more just and equitable world. The British Empire, once a behemoth on the world stage, has long since receded into the annals of history. Yet its legacy continues to reverberate across the globe, shaping our modern world. From the languages we speak to the laws we uphold, the echoes of empire are woven into our globalized society. We've uncovered fascinating tales of ambition, innovation, exploration, and exploitation. It's a multifaceted narrative that continues to challenge and inform our understanding of the present. As we move forward, it's imperative to remember and learn from the lessons of the past. If you found this exploration fascinating, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Lexopedia. Until next time, keep exploring.